Toyota frame is falling apart. Well, now it's time for the fix. So I gotta just reverse the action that's been done. So I gotta make this frame rail go up, and then I gotta draw the release spring, the front hanger mount, back in. Hopefully she just goes in nice and easy. Wanting to pick the front end of the truck up. Let's see if this will go without. I think what we're going to do, guys, we're going to take this winch. To the front end of this trailer to keep the front end planted. So I'm going to need to fire the little Toyota up. That should do it. Okay. Right there. Now it looks like we got to push this frame horn because our radius are misaligned, but that height is right. So now we got to find a way to pinch that together. So I think what I will do is I'll pull off of and pull from this frame rail over to the other frame rail with maybe just a nylon strap. It might not honestly take as much as one might think for pressure. Oh man, 14 twists, we gotta get those out, otherwise it'll just bound up in the strap itself. Hell yeah, we got a big old crack on this side developing. Oh. That might have did it. My eyes into it, guys. And gals. Looks like just one or two more clicks. That was actually a little bit too much. Back that off. Boy, it's hard to see in there. Grab one. Okay, let's see if I can just tap this back this way. Dakota frame is falling apart bad. Now if I look in here, Feller looks in here, you can see our jog and our corners pretty well lined up. So now we just need to squeeze this together. See if that is long enough. Let's see if this will be enough. It might be. I don't think there's a ton of pressure there, considering what it is. Alright, let's see if she starts coming together or not. She is all kinds of messed up. Need to get up a better spot to winch from. Across the shock, we don't want to be. See. Oh, so close. Oh, it should won't come off there. Oh, use a soft shackle off of the rock slider. Hopefully the rock slider is welded on better than the one on the passenger side. Shock shaft. Now we're coming together, folks. Now she's coming together. Now I got something to solve the tug from. Looks mighty close. If you ask me, mighty close. All right, we're gonna put Mr. Cleaning Laser to work. I want to get rid of all this rust, or not the rust, but all surface. You had a smell-o-vision. You could smell all the good smells coming off of this thing. A little rubber. paint, no rust. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to tack, throw some tacks on there and stitch welds in on these upper layers, and then on the back side we'll end up probably beveling it out a little bit to get it to come together. What we want to do is got to protect this lens, so we're just going to get that safety protection cap on there, because if you lose a lens, get lens damage on a laser, you're going to have some issues. It's not going to be very efficient. Ground here so the electrons don't go through the steering gear. They just go straight from here, the bumper, to the frame. We don't want the electrons going in circulars motions, arcing out bearings. This is not good. Oh, we just lost our gas. Welding on stuff like this, you just never know what you're gonna get. Also, it's usually typically you get a bunch of junk, especially when you're welding on something like this near a steering gear. That we've got. This thing back in the location where it's supposed to be. I was able to drop that porta power. Also drop the use of the come along. Get that, so I want to drop the use of it right now so I can get it out of my way. Put some welds in. I just cleaned something I didn't need to clean. But I'm gonna crawl underneath and hook my eyes into wherever it's cracked away from the cross member up front here. Yeah, we got some bad crackage here. Boy, this thing is crack city. Full of cracks. I don't know how I'm gonna reach to this one. Well, she's definitely hot. Definitely ugly. But I'd rather have hot and a little bit ugly because we just got a lot of weld traipsed all over a big circle or an area in there. I'd rather have that than a beautiful weld in the wrong location. The last thing we gotta fix is we gotta get this hood to latch. When this happened, it really messed with the header panel alignment, or the hood latch alignment on the header panel. It's called the header panel. The header panel is the part that the radiator mounts into, and our hood latches too. Why did it horse with it? Because it pushed everything this way. And now it's really screwed up. The hood doesn't sit on here right. I wonder if it got front sheet metal here. Where did I get it? Good question. Oh yeah, look at this. Thanks. Right in here and right in there. Getting time to link it. That'll take all the pressure off those front frame horns, especially if I go with full hydro steering. And I might as well, for the type of type of playing that I do. Could be work. Sometimes it's work. Like right now, this is work. Should be eating groceries right now, not fooling around with the front end of my truck. So now I think what I need to do is fool around with this front header panel and see if we can't get it to come back out. And it looks like we've got a kind of a nasty bow here in a roll. This is bringing back the repairable days. Very crude body. Very might be an understatement. Step one. Hook strap to Toyota. Strap number 2. Use that one strap. Pickup box hook. Gained a little ground. We don't need to gain a whole lot. And that's all we had to do. Good enough for this cowboy. Now, other than I'll bomb a little bit of black paint on there just to make all the repair welds go away. Now now there's only one thing left to do. Strap her back down, hit it again tomorrow, and see what else we can loosen. So I hope you got something out of that. So if you ever have a break, try to reverse, or a crunch fender or something like that, you just try to reverse the action that was done. Try to get it to go, just uncrumple the cam, so to speak. In this case, we just used a quarter power to push it back up for the horizontal alignment, and then we used to come along to pull it back in for the overall length from point A to point B. And a hammer just to tickle it back and forth. And the welder cranked up high. This is thin sheet metal. I think it's barely 11 gauge. I was just barely not burning all the way through in spots. And actually one spot in particular, I did crack all the way through. Or the weld not crack, the weld went all the way through. So we got 110% penetration in a tight spot. But anywho, I guess we're gonna catch you on the trail. There you have it. I just stacked a bunch of welds, chasing the cracks. I welded this plate in, this plate meaning that little rectangular plate that ties into the body mount, which is this. Welded that here, or at the top, and then around and across here, because I do not want to remove this layer of sheet metal to get to the crack behind is 100% proper. Heavens no, will it be permanent? Heavens no. Heavens no, it's not going to be permanent. This is just temporary. We zapped a couple of cracks up underneath, welded it all the way around underneath, burnt her in good with 220. For the 220 welder versus the 110 is kind of what it appeared. It appears as if though this front hanger was put on, so a lot of the welds were just kind of laying on top and not fully, and the bracket wasn't fully welded. So I think that's why this actually tore off. Maybe some of you guys have had a straight axle converted Toyota and you've had this situation with it fully welded. If you have, let me know. I'd be kind of curious to see if anybody else has had the same issue where it cracked. I mean, I can see around the steering gear, there's a lot of forces there, especially with a locked front end and just the places it's been. In fact, you know what, I'll crawl under there and show you where it had cracks in the steering, or on the steering gear. So there you can see it had some cracks. Just a little tiny one that was beginning, zapped it over. It's going to be good enough for now. Just gonna keep an eye on it. Layered a bunch of welds, terrible looking welds. As I was burning through crud that was coming through the frame. I think it was coming through the frame because this thing's used to have a steering gear that leaked like a sieve. Got this welded up in here because it was starting to crack. It was on the factory weld, was broken there. And I stitched this off because it was starting to develop cracks along there. So I had finished welding all the way across here, which hadn't been done before, and it was already starting to crack off that corner. So all of this is just a temporary patch. Temporary patch on something that you've been used and abused. And to be honest, normally I don't actually weld across surfaces like that on a rectangular tube because that's going to become the weak point. I try to stay horizontal. So whoever did that had the right concept going. They just didn't have a very good weld, from what I can tell. Because I really don't know if this was broke. But once again, if you guys have had this happen, comment below, let me know. But anyway, that's how I fix this trail rig. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you're gonna do a patch and repair, if you're at your shop or a shop, have them clean the paint off to help your weld burn in a little better. Whether they gotta grind it out or laser it out if they got a laser, or even media blast it, which I hope not, because I would hope you wouldn't have to do that because it makes such a mess for stuff like this. But anyway, we're ready to rock and roll. We're gonna try to hit the trail tomorrow and see if we can do it all over again. So we'll catch you in the morning.